Hello everyone. Today we are going to do another tutorial on a recent application that I developed with some help. This one is a raw employee database that allows an employer to store their employees' information, very basic information. It also allows them to store their departments and the different roles that those departments have. Um, So what we're going to do is we're going to kind of give a little rundown of the application itself that uses Inquirer and MySQL 2. What we're going to start with is we're going to start with the actual tables, the raw data that we're given. We have to actually start with uh, a departments table that will take in IDs and the department name. A roles table that will take in IDs as well, but also job titles, which department that role is listed under, and how much that actual job title makes. The next one, which is the largest one, is your employees. So we're going to have first and last name, what their job title is, their department, their salary, and who they report to, all of which basically reference this original department table. That's what the foreign keys are for. This database file basically allows us to create the database and then use the database as well. The seeds is one of the most important ones. It's kind of like our starting data. So we start with specific departments and their values, what some of the roles are, and who the employees are that maybe are active already. And then each of these tables um, is what basically the application is for. It's going to allow us to change these. It's going to allow us to view them and kind of manipulate different things. And there's a lot of uh, things that go along with this that we're going to kind of show you and walk you through. The first thing that we need to do is we have to invoke a couple of things. We have to start up. The first ones we're going to do is we're going to start up the SQL files, which that has to be first because that's where all of our table data comes from. So we have to start invoking those, and then we'll need to start our JavaScript file. So how we do that is we've got all of our files over here in our file system, and we're going to start up a terminal. And we have to first log into our MySQL terminal so that we can access those tables. So how we do that is MySQL -u root -p, which is going to log into mine um, with a specific username and password. As soon as that happens, we need to run these tables. Um, I like to run all of them. I don't think you necessarily have to run the database one, but we're going to anyways. So what we do is we copy the path, um, and in the MySQL terminal, we're going to run source and then paste, and it's going to run the queries. And then we run in this order. We've got to run the schema first, and we're going to use the same thing. And then the seeds, which is all of our raw data. So you kind of have to do them in sequential order based off of creating the table first, what the raw IDs are, and then the actual information that goes in. We're going to do this last one. There we go. And then we just need to quit out of this guy. Now we need to invoke the actual Inquirer file. And so we do that by hitting node to get it started. And then we have to actually type this out, what our actual file name is, which we get from this guy here. And then hit enter. And what this is going to do, this is going to start up our Inquirer prompts with our database. And then we're going to kind of walk through all of these, which would be really cool. So we're going to kind of minimize that. And then we're going to let this start up and see what we have in here. Cool. So it says we connected. And now it says, welcome to your company's employment database. What would you like to do? And we're just going to go in order with all of these. As you can see, you can scroll down all of them, and then we'll show you how to end the application. So first, we want to view all the departments. We want to see what we have. So the first that we have, it shows you each department's ID number, what the department name is, and you can see all those. Cool. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to view the different roles that we've already set up that we can include. So each of those roles are here, and then the departments that they're listed under and how much that specific role in that department makes. So these guys are making bank. Okay, we want to see who we have as an employee as well, who we kind of started out with. Oh, we got some famous guys working for us. We got Peyton Manning. He's our service manager, and his reporting manager looks like is his dad, so that's cool. We have John Elway, probably the greatest quarterback ever. Oh wow, his reporting manager is Steve Young. Interesting. We have Chipper Jones, greatest third baseman of all time. He's our marketing manager, reporting to, hey, look at that, his former manager, Bobby Cox. Michael Jordan is our financial officer, and looks like he is reporting to Larry Bird. I bet he doesn't like that very much. And our final one, we had to add some JavaScript stuff in here. And he's reporting to HTML, which he probably does not like either, but that's okay. So each of those guys are making a good hefty penny, and that's how we can see all those. Now we can also add a department as well. So we're going to come down here, select this. It's going to give us some prompts. We're going to enter a new department name. Let's do, we'll do custodial. Cool. So it says that it was added successfully. So if we want to double check that, we just go to our view all departments. And looks like it added that. And because we had put a auto increment on our database, it gave it the next ID in line, which is 6. Cool. So now we need to add a role. And I bet you can't guess what we'll put here since we just created the custodial. We'll go ahead and enter the janitor, and they don't really make a whole lot of money, but we'll put them in here anyways. The department, as you can see above it, we want to add them to the custodial department, so we're going to hit the 6, which is the ID that correlates to it. And then the salary, this is probably guessing very high, but we're going to put that anyways. And then it says the role janitor has been added successfully. We'll go to roles, see if it was correct. And looks like it got added right there with the ID for the employee, for the role, the department ID, and its salary. Cool. So we definitely need a employee to fill this role so that we can pay them. So let's go ahead and add an employee here. We'll go ahead and add an employee named Carl. We'll do Malone's last name. His role is going to be janitor. We're going to select which department we'd like to add him to. We already know 6 is who we need him to go to. And we need to give him a salary of what we entered before. The reporting manager is going to be John Stockton. And then it says it got added, so we need to double check and make sure. Looks like view all employees. Carl Malone, janitor, department ID, 45,000, John Stockton. So cool, that got added just fine. Now what if we want to change a role? Let's see who we want to change. We'll change Michael Jordan. So we'll select the employee you want to update. So we're going to look at their IDs. And we want to, actually, let's go ahead and change John Elway. The new job title, he's going to be our GM. So if we connected these correctly, the ID2 for John Elway should be a GM instead of a research manager. So let's go check that real quick. We'll go view employees, John Elway, and looks like it got changed to GM, so that looks good. Next, we want to update an employee manager. So we want to update his manager. Steve Young doesn't belong there. He was a better quarterback than Steve Young, so let's put someone higher. So enter the ID. So we're going to do number 2 again. Enter the new reporting manager. We're going to put, how about Joe Montana? Yeah, he's better. And then we're going to go ahead and look at the employees, make sure his manager got updated, and looks like it did. So he's now got the correct reporting manager. And then lastly, we added one look up a department budget. So what this is going to do, if we go into our departments, we only have 1 through 6, so we don't have more than that. Each of these employees is listed under a department number, and we're going to see what the budget we have set for each of those departments. So obviously, if we had more employees under Department 4 with different salaries, it would add all of those up. Now, I think what we'll do, I want to have 2 under the same department. So let's go ahead and add like a finance person, another finance person under Department 4, and do the add employee, because I think we actually skipped that one anyway. So let's add, oh no, we did add one. We added Carl Malone. Let's add another one with Michael Jordan. So let's go ahead and put, and actually, yeah, let's do that. We'll add Harold Lee. We're going to enter the role. He's going to be the assistant to the CFO. We're going to add him to, I think we said number 4, and then his salary is going to be $100,000. His reporting manager, I'll go ahead and put Michael Jordan as his reporting manager. Okay, so we want to make sure he got added under the right department. Well, they got added to 4. Okay, cool. So that did what we needed it to. So now what we want to do is we want to look up department budget, and we're going to look up 4. Now, if we look at this correctly, this should add up to $350,000. So let's double check that. So department ID to look up, we're going to look at 4. And looks like rows return, total budget, $350,000. So looks like that was all done correctly. And we're able to see that department's total budget, or the amount that they have allotted to those employees. And obviously you can see how deep this can get, and how many of these prompts you can add, and the various features that it has. And then lastly, once we're done, we want to be able to exit out of here. You can Control-C in the integrated terminal, but we wanted to add something a little bit more user-friendly. So we added a quit, which if we press this, it should restart our terminal, which it does. So that is a rundown of your employees database. Hopefully this was useful, and you found some use for it for your next business that you operate.